Oh, y'all know about switching out the summer wardrobe, but do you know about switching out your skincare for summer? Picture this. 1 minute you're at a day party, or maybe you're on a yacht, grinding on somebody's son. Then the next, you're in the bathroom in tears, cause your dark spots done got worse and your melasma done flared up. You done messed up, but you like, where did I go wrong? I got you. Y'all, when it comes to black and brown skin, summertime is the season where hyperpigmentation shows up and shows out. Especially if you're making any of the skincare mistakes that I'm about to break down for y'all. So buckle up, because today we are going over 11, yes 11, but I'm gonna make it fun and entertaining. You'll enjoy it. Skincare mistakes that you wanna avoid unless you plan on spending all fall, winter, and spring fixing that mess. So let's go. Number 1, skipping moisturizer because it's hot. Now let's bust a myth right here, okay? Oily skin does not get a pass on moisturizing. Every skin type needs to moisturize, even oily skin, even if you sweat a lot. Not properly hydrating and moisturizing the skin can cause it to dehydrate. And yes, you can have oily skin and still be dehydrated. When your skin is dehydrated, it can't properly protect itself, then it becomes sensitized. All of a sudden, everything you use on your skin, even things that you use for a long time with no problem, all of a sudden are irritating it. And you know that irritation can lead to inflammation that can lead to hyperpigmentation. Now look at you, all spotted up just because you didn't want to put some moisturizer on. So if you're in a hot, humid climate, you might want to try something like a gel cream moisturizer. These are amazing because they're super lightweight. Some of them even feel a little cold when you put it on, so it's like refreshing. They're super lightweight. They feel like there's nothing on, which is like perfect for a hot, humid climate. And I'll link some of those options in the description box. But however, if you live in a hot, dry climate, those same gel cream moisturizers, after like an hour or so, maybe even within a few minutes, it might feel like you ain't put nothing on your skin. Now, if that's you, some options that you can try include, and yes, they will be linked below, the Crave Beauty Oh So Simple Water Cream, Kiehl's Ultra Facial Moisturizing Cream with Squalane, and this one's a mouthful, the Peter Thomas Roth Water Drenched Hyaluronic Cloud Rich Barrier Moisturizer. Now, what's amazing about these, they also feel extremely lightweight. However, you'll appreciate them in a hot, dry climate because they also have ingredients in them that help to prevent water loss. So think of it as like tiny little sponges grabbing onto the hydration, and then somebody puts a seal on top to prevent the hydration from evaporating. And speaking of lightweight, that brings me to point number 2. Not switching to lightweight products overall. Now, typically your active ingredient products, things like your dark spot treatments, acne products, or your anti-aging products, typically these are things that you can use year round. Although if they do come in a heavier formula, you might consider switching or just using them at night. But in the summer, lightweight is the way to go. The most typical things to switch out include cleansers, moisturizers like we just talked about, and sunscreen. You don't want anything too heavy because then heavy might start to feel greasy after a while, and feeling greasy might not be what you had in mind for your skin for the day. Now, this next tip, if you're a regular around here, it's coming at no surprise because there ain't no summer skin chat without this. Number 3, not wearing sunscreen. Y'all, we know so much about how UV exposure ages the skin. It accounts for about 89% of the premature signs of aging. And yes, even in us. But if for whatever reason you didn't care about that, here's something that you probably will care about. UV exposure, namely the UVA rays, they worsen pigmentation. So basically, the dark spots, that melasma you were trying to treat, you might as well take your money, boil it up, wipe your behind with it, and throw it in the toilet, because that's what you're doing with your money when you don't wear sunscreen. And y'all, don't be in the habit of, oh, I'm just gonna run to the mailbox real quick, or oh, I'm just going outside for 15 minutes. Sun exposure is cumulative, which means every little bit adds up. Plus, UVA, the rays that are responsible for worsening pigmentation and premature aging, they can penetrate windows. So you see that window right there? That leads right into my living room, where I work from home. UVA just Getting to me. Now, not only should you be wearing sunscreen, but you should also be practicing safe sun. So seek shade. Right now I'm underneath a big umbrella. Be mindful of being out in the sun during peak times, which are usually between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. And if you have to be out there, because some of us gotta work, try to seek shade as often as possible. Wear sunglasses, get a big ass hat, and look into things like sun protective clothing. Friends, wearing sunscreen and practicing safe sun are like wearing your seatbelt and defensive driving. They're crucial to your health. Now, for my sunscreen devotees in the audience, you can probably guess what is coming up in number 4. I'm gonna give you a second to guess. Go ahead, try to guess. Did you guess right? It is reapplying your sunscreen. Now, sunscreen is awesome, but it can lose its efficacy over time. Things like sweat, tears, and water can break down sunscreen over time. Plus, probably like 85% of you aren't putting on enough sunscreen in the first application in the first place. So which is why it is recommended to reapply every 2 hours when you're going to be outdoors. By the way, friends, enough sunscreen is 2 milligrams of sunscreen per centimeter square of skin. Now, I probably just threw something at you that you was like, girl, what the helly? But that equates to about 1/4 to a half a teaspoon for your face, neck, and ears, and then about a shot glass full for the neck down, which some of us have more body than others, so you probably need more than a shot glass. Now, you have got to get this reapplication thing right, especially in the summertime, because we're prone to being outdoors more. We're swimming, we're hiking. That's getting the shit out of me. We're swimming, we're hiking. Some of us might be in an outdoor fet winding up on somebody's son. Mind your business, we are all grown. And if you take a swim or, get drenched in other ways, I ain't judging. You want to towel off immediately and reapply, boom, 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 right away. So you can just reapply with the same sunscreen that you put on in the morning. I hope you put sunscreen on in the morning. But if you need some suggestions, including mineral sunscreens as well as Asian sunscreens, I've tried them all. Sunscreens that give the body a glow, sunscreens that are good for the beach, yada, yada, yada. Make sure you check out this playlist right here. And if you're like, girl, how do I reapply sunscreen when I have makeup on? I got you. Right here, I'm playing a short, which I will link to, and it also has some recommendations on things that you can use to reapply sunscreen over your makeup. Now, this next culprit, I don't think is on a lot of people's radars, but it is such a sneaky summer skin woe, and we must talk about it, folks. And it's over exfoliation. So this is bad year-round because when you over-exfoliate, you run the risk of impairing your skin barrier. And when your skin barrier is impaired, it cannot protect itself the way that it should, leaving you more susceptible to irritation, which can lead you right down the road to hyperpigmentation. However, in the summertime, this is even worse because we're outside more often, and a lot of the exfoliants that we use make our skin even more sensitive to the sun. So chill, y'all. And see, the thing is, we're often exfoliating without even realizing it. A lot of things count as exfoliation. Rubbing your hands across your face to cleanse, exfoliation. Using a physical scrub, clearly, exfoliation. Cleansing your skin with a washcloth, exfoliation. And don't get me started on the chemical exfoliants that got the nerve to say use daily. So this is how we're gonna handle it, friends. Consider exfoliation as like a nice little treat, like just a little sweet little treat for your skin. Not a daily demand. No more than 1 to 2 times a week for dry skin, and no more than 1 to 3 times a week for oily skin. And if you're loving the video so far, I want you to leave me a little tip, by leaving a comment and liking this video. By the way, the no tip button is not functioning. What? And neither is the minimum button, so it actually starts at 40%. Now on to number 6, not wearing body sunscreen. So maybe I got you to finally break down and put some sunscreen on your face. But boo-boo, in the summertime, what else is showing? What else is skin? You gotta put the sunscreen on your body too. Now listen, black and brown skin can burn too, okay? Trust me, it's happened to me even with sunscreen on. Some places the UV index just be hiding in the mud. And especially if you're traveling this summer, you might not be used to that. There are so many amazing sunscreens out there for different lifestyles, different looks, depending on what you're doing for that day. Like for instance, if I'm just gonna be like lounging around, like, you know, just trying to be cute around town, maybe I'll wear a sunscreen body oil with some shimmer in it. However, if I'm going swimming, I'm gonna wear a body sunscreen that's water resistant. Now listen, water resistant, not waterproof, because once you come out of that water, the towel off, and reapply that sunscreen immediately. Or if it's just like an everyday kind of thing, I might just put on an SPF 50 lotion. You ain't even gotta spend a whole bunch of money. There's sunscreens out there that you can get for like $10. Check out this video here for more tips on getting that body skin summer ready. And folks, you also need to reapply your body sunscreen, okay? Body sunscreen is amazing, but after a while, your dirt, your sweat, your oil, maybe your tears, are all things that can break down its efficacy, so you want to reapply every 2 hours that you're going to be outside. And a lot of times they tell you to reapply because a lot of y'all not even putting on enough in the first place, okay? So when it comes to body sunscreen, it's about an ounce or a shot glass full. Now, clearly, some of us have more body odor than others. Some of us might need a little bit more, but just make sure that you get every little crevice. And if you're going to put on a sunscreen spray, you either spray it in your hand and then rub it on your body, or spray it on your body and rub it in with your hand so you don't miss any spots. All right, y'all, get ready because we're about to hit the last few keys to unlock your summer skin glow up. So number 7 is not adjusting your skincare to your lifestyle. So if you're outdoors more, you want to look for more water resistant formulas when it comes to your skincare. And when it comes to your sunscreen, you want a higher SPF. And understand that you might have different products you use for different activities. For example, the type of sunscreen that I'm wearing for like a brunch fet where I'm like trying to look cute is going to be vastly different than the sunscreen I'm going to wear to like a water fet. Just like how your sunscreen for your desk job is going to be different than the sunscreen you wear when you go hiking. And while we are outside, that brings me to point number 8, not wearing bug spray. Now, I don't know if these New York City mosquitoes recognize game and stop biting me, because I rarely get mosquito bites now, but let me go outside of the country and them things is on me. Now, the thing about bug bites is that they leave marks on the skin that take forever to fade. So if you can avoid getting the bug bites in the first place, then you ain't gotta go through all of that. Now, something you might already know, not all bug sprays are created equal. Like, shoot, when I go out of the country, I feel like I need to get their local bug spray because the bug spray that I bring with me ain't doing nothing. Wind up on some deep woods. You definitely want some deep woods bug spray. But if you're at an outdoor wedding or a cute function where you have on a light dress, you probably don't want some heavy bug spray messing up your clothes. So I will link to some options with lightweight bug sprays. Off makes a couple of them. I'll link it in the description. Or if it pops up on the screen, you can get it there too. And remember, it is sunscreen first and then the bug spray. Sunscreen first, give it about 10 to 15 minutes, and then spray your bug spray before you go out. 9, not protecting your lips. The sun can be particularly harsh on the lips, so use an SPF balm. Keep in mind that because we're always like licking our lips and stuff, that you're gonna have to reapply it several times during the day. This one's from Beauty Stat. It's a mineral SPF 30 balm. This is the color Baby Pink. This is Neutral Peach. I can't really tell how these look in this camera, so y'all let me know in the comments. And then this one is from Case Skin. I love these. This color is peach, but I also picked it up in Ivory Rose. I'll link these in the description box, but just understand you don't have to spend, money on the bougie SPF lip balm. You can get one from the drugstore. But definitely keep the cost in mind because you're going to need to reapply often because we're always licking our lips, drinking things, and the balm is going to come off. And if you're a matte lipstick lover, check the ingredients because they might contain iron oxides and already give your lip some protection from blue light. Just 2 more tips left to unlock your summer skin potential. So number 10, not cleansing your tools. There we go. Anything that comes in contact with your face should be cleansed regularly, especially in the summertime, and especially if you're acne and or hyperpigmentation prone. So set calendar reminders so you don't forget to cleanse things like your makeup brushes, but also don't forget about things like hats, headbands, scarves, etc. Now, before we get to tip number 11, here is a summer skincare cheat sheet. Whip out that phone and screenshot it, folks. Now, the final mistake you might be making this summer might have to do with the way you are removing your body hair. If you're looking to avoid ingrown hairs, discoloration, and other body hair issues, click on this video here and I'll see you there.